Not every tree grows from soil. Some grow from something much darker. This is the story my family never speaks of. But tonight, I will. 15 years ago, my father brought home a strange seed dark, smooth, heavier than it looked, with spiral carvings etched into its surface. He said a street vendor gave it to him and called it a guardian seed, promising it would grow into something that would protect our family. At the time, I was a kid, and my father, usually quiet and reserved, was glowing with excitement, so I helped him plant it in the center of our backyard. It grew fast, unnaturally fast. Within a year, it stood taller than our fence. By the third, it was taller than the house. Its bark turned dark gray, smooth and almost warm like skin, and its leaves were an unnatural shade of green that shimmered even in moonlight. Dad became obsessed with it. He named it the Sentinel, built a small altar-like circle of stones around its base, and didn't allow anyone else near it. He spoke to it, sat beneath it for hours, said things like, "It watches over us. It understands me." Meanwhile, everything around it started to die. Our garden, the grass, even the birds stopped coming. Our family dog would whine at the back door and refuse to go near the tree. Over the years, Dad's obsession deepened, quit his job, stopped smiling, and practically lived beneath the tree. His skin paled, his eyes dulled, but he always looked peaceful, almost like the tree was feeding him something none of us could see. It terrified me. He wasn't living anymore. He was dissolving. So one night I decided to end it. While he slept in his recliner, I grabbed the axe and went outside. The moment I stepped into the tree's shadow, the air changed. It was bitter cold, not like winter, but like a void. The bark under my palm felt fleshy, like touching a pulse. I raised the axe, and just before I struck, something whispered in my ear, "You shouldn't." I paused, heart pounding, but forced myself to swing. The sound wasn't wood, it was wet, like hacking into raw meat. Thick, dark blood oozed from the wound. Not sap, not natural. Blood. I wanted to run, but something told me I had to finish it. Blow after blow, I kept going until the massive tree finally cracked and collapsed, shaking the ground. When I shone my flashlight into the stump, what I saw has haunted every moment since. The trunk wasn't wood, but muscle and sinew wrapped around a human torso. It had a spine, ribs, even pale skin, like the tree had grown around a body, or maybe from one. As I stood frozen, I heard a voice behind me. My father, standing on the porch, whispering, "Burn it." Now, we didn't speak another word. We chopped the branches, piled them high, and lit them with gasoline. The fire roared, sending up black smoke that smelled like burnt flesh and something older, something rotten and ancient. We stood for hours, watching it burn until only ash remained. But I didn't save him. Not really. Since that night, my father walks the house like a ghost. He doesn't speak, barely eats, and spends his days staring out the window at the scorched circle in the yard like he's waiting for something. He used to seem peaceful. Now he just looks scared, hollow, and sometimes, the dead of night, when I'm alone, I hear the wind rustle the empty grass outside, and I swear for a second I can hear it whispering my name. They say you reap what you sow, but no one tells you what grows when you plant something cursed, and whatever that seed was. I don't think it's done with us yet.